Hey everyone, welcome to English 9B. Today we're just going to have a quick overview of your first project. You'll notice in lesson 1 you won't see that you have a project, you just have the writing sample to complete. But for unit 1 you're going to be submitting a digital narrative, and you get first introduced to this project in lesson 2 at the end. So you can see I have pulled up, this is what your course should look like. You'll see we're in lesson 2. We're down at the project 1 activity. So here you'll see instructions that are built into the course, and it kind of gives you some background on what a digital narrative is, if it's something that you haven't heard of or haven't done before. So as you scroll down, you'll notice my teacher notes. Hopefully you have been reading the teacher notes since lesson 1. If not, now is a good time to maybe go back and read them. They do have helpful information that provide resources for projects, as well as tips on assignments, and can even let you know when you don't have to do an assignment, such as the study guide questions for Anthem or the reading journals. So this teacher note is going to be for project 1. I'm going to go ahead and collapse this slide so we get a bigger picture. Here we go. So we have project 1. It'll kind of explain what this is going to be. We're going to complete it starting in lesson 2, and it's going to be submitted in lesson 5. For this digital narrative, there's a few different options you can use to create it on. It can be on a PowerPoint, a Prezi, a Word doc, a Google Doc, Google Slides, or a Piktochart. Now, if you don't have Microsoft Office, that is totally fine. As you can see, there's other options for you that are free. Prezi, if you have a Gmail account, you can make a Google Doc or Google Slides. Google Slides is just like PowerPoint, or a Piktochart. All of these have free accounts available that you can create to make these projects. If you look lower, you're going to see that you also have access to the Project 1 rubric, so you can kind of see how you're going to be graded and what things you want to make sure you have in your project. There's going to be some breakdown directions that you can look at to kind of break it up into steps if that's easier for you or you need help getting started. Great resource to use. And there's also going to be student examples. So I know a lot of times when we have digital projects, we get kind of overwhelmed and we don't know what exactly we're supposed to do. So if you were to click on student examples, I already have it pulled up here, you would be taken to this Google Doc that has 3 links that you can go to. They are links because they're digital projects, so it's kind of hard to put them on a Word doc. But if we were to look at the first example, this was the first one. This is an example of a digital narrative that focuses on a life lesson that was learned. In other words, a theme. And this student chose determination and hard work and how they affect his life. And you can kind of click through this and see that he introduces what his theme is, what lesson he learned, that determination and hard work is important. And he tells a story of how he learned this lesson. You can look through this closer when you have your own time. Starts off with, I didn't always have the determination that I have today. In fact, I used to do this and that. And so he starts off by telling a story. Because this is a digital narrative, that narrative portion is going to be you just telling a story about yourself. The only difference is that you're going to put it on a digital platform, and that we want you to focus on showcasing a life lesson that you learned, or a theme. Okay, so he has the first 2, he kind of starts talking about what his theme is, has some quotes in there, images, and then he gets into his narrative portion and he tells us a story of how it relates to him and how he connected with it. See, with Google Slides, it's pretty cool. You can put in GIFs or GIFs, whichever you call them, here, and kind of make your digital narrative pop out a little bit more. And then after, when he's done telling his story, he reflects on it. Okay, why? What is hard work? Why is this important? So not only did he connect it to his own life, but then he reflects on this theme in general. You can see he has that there. And he ends his project with a video about the power of determination and hard work and how it affects his life and how he feels about it. So he actually included a video. So this was a really well done project. This is a really great example. What is also available, this was done, I believe this was done on Google Slides or Prezi. And what you can see, this one again is in more of like a PowerPoint format. And so this one also focuses on hard work. This is a kind of common life lesson or theme that students like to use. And again, we open it up with stating what it is and getting into our narrative. And so what's cool with this student is that most of the project actually focuses on their narrative, so their own story and how hard work affected them and impacted them. It kind of changed the way they saw things and how they learned that if they want to achieve something great, they have to be able to work hard for it. Good things don't always come easily. So as you scroll down, you see the images. She kind of mixes up the format. So like image and then text, and then image on the side, text on the side. So it's kind of nice to give your digital narrative a cool image, a cool vibe. Mix it up a bit. And our story continues. So this is a total of 9 slides, which is definitely fine. Yours doesn't have to be that long, but the more you focus on your narrative, probably the better you're going to be able to explain and relate your theme to your audience. Okay, and then she tells the result, and then at the end, just a little bit of reflecting on hard work and how it all paid off. So this is another really good example. And then there's a third one there that you can check out if you would like to. But that's going to be your first project. What you also see in the teacher notes is this Google site embedded. This is going to be the directions for steps. If you need it broken down, you can click on these little arrows and actually look at it. Or if you want to maximize it, you can open this and it'll be bigger and take up your whole screen, so it's not so tiny. If you're like me and need glasses, reading tiny fonts kind of not the best option, so you can make it bigger. And as you go through, it shows you, so on lesson 2, you should be completing this, give you some example of life lessons that students have used in the past. When you get to lesson 3, what are you supposed to be doing? How you want to format it, some examples. So lesson 3 is kind of a big one because you're going to need your rough draft. And then once you get to lesson 4, okay, what should you be doing in this lesson for your project? So the way this course is designed is to have you work on your project in each lesson. If you're one of those people who likes to do it in one day, that's fine, but make sure that you do follow all these steps. It's okay if you do all the steps in one sitting, but they need to be there to make sure that your project is the best it can be. And then there's going to be a link here again that'll take you to that example page so you can look at some other examples to get a visual aid of what's going to be expected of you. Okay, so that's going to be it. Every time you get to a project step, you'll see welcome to project 1 and some more information about what you're doing that day and these resources as well. So if you have any questions about your project, please feel free to let me know. Ask questions. You can portal message me, email, or call me. And all my contact information is in your course syllabus.